Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy bonus reading for the elemental energy of water. Gotta remember which hand I have got. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you're Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or have water high up in your chart, this message is for you. If you have never had your charts done, there is a link in the description. It's not sponsored or anything like that, but you can check that out. It's through Llewellyn, and it's a really cool chart. Gives you your base 12 houses, as I throw cards all over the place, with all the little signs and symbols, and then there's a 10 to 20 page description of what all those little symbols mean, which is super handy when you're first starting out. The way I like to do my bonus readings is we look at the Celtic cross, because I feel like it gives us a good insight into the energies coming forward, and then we will look at a couple of oracle cards. I'm just shuffling the deck, getting some cards out here so we can do this. If you see something different with the cards, I read intuitively, so feel free to let me know in the comments what your intuition is guiding or what your opinions are of the cards, as long as we're respectful, because it's always interesting to hear other people's thoughts on stuff. With that, we will get started. Water, your significator, that's interesting, is the Nine of Swords. So air is actually a complementary energy to you, but in this one, it's this energy of a feeling of loss, a feeling of some mistake that was made that you feel that was all your fault. And there's also this energy of an illusion of failure is the other word that keeps coming up here. So in the moment, you're not really feeling that great. You feel like there's some stuff going on that could be fixed. Something's not right. There's something out of balance. And water, and this may not apply for everybody, obviously, but in the moment, you almost feel like it's something that you did. And the vibe I'm getting is this isn't really your thing. It's something happened, yes. Is it your fault? No. But in the moment, that's how it feels. Your crossing energy is the Nine of Wands. So your challenge is to basically, you don't have to be the one that fights for everything. The Nine of Wands is someone in the upright is like this champion. They're always out ready to fight. There's always this energy of battle. But when it's crossing you, it's like you don't have to do all of this. Yes, it's there. You feel like you need to be the one that does this, but it's really not necessary, is kind of how I'm feeling about this right now. It's saying, yes, you've had success in the past. You've had to fight your demons and possibly other people's, and you've done well. But right now, it's better to kind of allow yourself that gift of time and healing, because it's not necessary to keep up this battle, to keep up this fight. It's really not yours anymore. Your higher self is the Seven of Cups, so this is your energy, so it's aligning with you really easy here. And the Seven of Cups is saying, what are you dreaming about? Don't get distracted by your dreams, but what are you dreaming about? What are the things that go through your head? Your higher self wants you to start to shift your focus away from the past and look to the future. What are you willing to create? What are you interested in creating, water? This is your time to really tap into this higher frequency energy, because your higher self is saying, the past is the past. You may not be feeling great right now. Let's start looking for positive things so we can level up this energy. And that's where you're at. And that's why the energy that's crossing you is this energy of must fight all battles, but you don't need to. That's what your higher self is bringing in. So your shadow is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is saying, yes, you have been on a journey. You're carrying everyone else's burdens, fire or water. That is completely unnecessary. Fire or Wands is fire, which is your opposite energy. And so it's really saying, why are you carrying everyone else's problems? You don't need to do this. Yes, you have had to deal with things. You may have had to fight or struggle or however that manifests for you, water. But your higher self is saying enough. Your shadow is saying you don't need to carry this. You have literally repressed your own joy, happiness, excitement etc., because you think you have to deal with everyone else's stuff. And your shadow is saying, you don't need to do this. Let's go over here and find the things that may bring you joy. Let's actually deal with the stuff that's yours. And I'm getting this energy that there may be some fear involved in this, where, yeah, but if I deal with their stuff, I don't have to deal with mine. And your shadow's like, you need to just put their stuff down. It's not yours. You have some things you need to deal with, which will come up naturally through the process. But when you release other people's nonsense, you're not the one that is responsible for it anymore. So this is actually a call to release this energy. And when you look at your middle pillar here, if I can get my cards together, small desk. Your higher self is saying, dream big, let's focus on the positive, let's get things elevated, move up in the vibrational scale. Because right now you're not feeling great. You're dealing with some heavier energies, which is true. Your shadow's like, put down the heavy energies, they're not yours. Because there really aren't. You're carrying someone else's burdens. And for water, that's a kind of common thing, especially with the emotional side of it. By the time you get to Pisces, they're so used to sorting everyone else's stuff, they forget to take care of their own. So there could be some of that going on here too. But your immediate future, the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is number 21 with the universe. You've had a really good run in the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year. You've achieved a great deal. You've done a lot of the stuff that you've been planning on doing. You've started that business. You proposed to the person. You and your partner are pregnant. There's a whole list of things that could be here, depending on the person, obviously. The universe or the world is saying you have achieved basically everything you've wanted up to this point. That's why your higher self is saying it is time to focus on the dreams, move forward, get to the next level. That momentary feeling of the Nine of Swords of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, there's someone else that I've had to take care of, I failed at this point. That's your ego getting in the way, trying to keep you from enjoying or embracing the real actual excitement of what you've experienced. And that's where you're also being burdened a little bit with that Ten of Wands energy. So you've got a lot of here that's trying to be cleared up for you. And this is, like I said, this is a little intense, but the reality of this is you're the one who gets to set stuff down. You're the one who gets to fix the next level. You don't need to deal with this anymore because it's not yours. The universe literally is what's your history is because you've achieved it. So why carry someone else's headaches? Just a thought. Your immediate future is the Eight of Swords. This is where you're going to be if you don't put down the other people's stuff. You're going to be in a gilded cage. Yes, it's going to look nice. You're going to be like, look, I'm helping everybody. But you're going to be exhausted and trapped. So in the immediate future, the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year, if you don't set this down, this is what's going to happen. And that's why your shadow is like, please, you do not need to carry this. Yes, it's always nice to help other people. Yes, it's always good to support. But water has a bad habit of helping people even when they don't need it, or becoming almost an enabler. And that's kind of what's coming up here is you don't need to support everyone. Take the people who are actually needing the help, offer them help, and then walk away. You do not need to be involved past your help. And that's what I'm seeing here, water. So this is a little bit of a call out, unfortunately, but it's definitely a tap on the shoulder to wake you up and remind you, focus on the things that you're trying to build and create. You can help people along the way, but don't get trapped in a gilded cage of giving everything up so that you can take care of other people. So, your inner world, kind of your inner attitude, things that you're thinking about, we have the Page of Wands. So you know there's a new beginning coming. You're fully aware of that. And it's triggering this passion. It's not fully developed yet. That's why your higher self is saying you need to pick the next section. You need to make a decision, work towards a goal. And that's what this Page of Wands is saying. Like, you know that it's there. You're thinking about it. You're ready to start something. Your passion is starting to rise. That's like his wand is starting to flame up, meaning you know there's things ready to start. You're just not sure what direction to go. And it goes back to that feeling almost of guilt or shame where Well, yeah, but if I do that, well, what if so-and-so doesn't like it? And then so-and-so doesn't like it. That's fine. Because so-and-so is not living your life, and you don't need to be living theirs. There's a quote I read a while back: I will live for no man and expect no man to live for me. Insert gender appropriately. You're the one who's in control of your life. You do not need to worry about other people. As long as you're not hurting them or impeding their spiritual journey, you do you. And that's what's kind of I'm seeing with this whole reading. Your environment, the things outside of your control that you do that do influence you, is the Ten of Pentacles. You're in a realm where success is a thing. You've done a lot of building. Your history is the universe, so you've obviously stepped into something good. And the things that are around you that are influencing you, you're around people who are driven to grow, to progress, whether it's spiritually, financially, socially, whatever. That's the circle you have, water. And with earth, which is pentacles, is a supporting energy to water as well. You're being called in your circle to step up and move towards this higher frequency. And there is a success period here. There's also a planning for the future type energy. And the other thing that comes up with the Ten of Pentacles in a lot of cases is successful relationships. So you've got everything moving around you that's showing you this is where you can be. And I'm going to go back to your higher self. Which direction do you want to go? You're the one who makes the decision. You're the one dreaming your dreams. So pick one. Put down other people's nonsense, because again, it's not yours, and go forward with the positive. We have, for your hopes and fears, the Queen of Swords. Again with the swords. That's interesting that those are the negatives this time. The Queen of Swords is crying over spilled milk. Yes, the egg did not hatch a dragon. Oh the goal didn't turn out exactly like I thought. I achieved the universe, but I failed. Okay, but what you're not noticing is this is what came out of it. Yes, you didn't have a dragon, but look at the butterflies. That's what hatched. You may not have gotten the one goal that you were aiming for, at least the way you thought you should, but you achieved so much more. Again, your past is the success of the world or the universe, meaning you have achieved a ton of stuff, or big stuff, things that other people wouldn't have thought you could have done. You did it. Yes, it didn't turn out exactly the way you wanted, and that's that fear of, I failed. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Water. You achieved a great deal here. It's just not exactly what you thought. But here's the trick to that. It may not have been what you thought, but is it what you needed? Question to ask yourself. Your outcome... Okay, swords, air and water this month are not super close, is what I'm seeing. The outcome is the Knight of Swords. There's always a battle ready. But because you have done that, because you've dealt with so many things, you can handle pretty much anything that they're going to throw at you now. Any situation that you're coming up against, you've got this. And you're going to use your smarts, your talents, your wit, which is an air energy, but you also have the intuition of water. You're going to be able to deal with things better than other people. So your outcome is, the chaos isn't quite settled down. Obviously, your immediate future is going to be a gilded cage if you're not careful, again. But what I'm seeing here is the outcome is going to be, this next little bit could be a little chaotic. But you know how to deal with this because you've already done it. And that's where you have to remember where you've come from. You have to remember that history of the world, of the universe, of that success, of completing the big projects, achieving the things that other people thought you couldn't, because you did, and you pushed yourself and you succeeded. So this is really about calling you out of your malaise. It's saying, yes, we understand things can be rough. You're not done with the rough yet, but it's time to start looking forward and kind of correct a little course correction here. The underlying theme here is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords in this situation is saying you have achieved. So don't attack other people. Do what you need to do and fix the problems and move away. Move on. Carry on. Because the Five of Swords is saying you've achieved. You've done the things. Just because it doesn't feel right in the moment does not give you the That's interesting. Doesn't give you the authority to step on other people. It's saying, be benevolent. You've done what you've done. You've succeeded. You've achieved. You've conquered whatever it was you were looking at. Now it's time just to quietly move forward. You have usurped the other knight, so to speak, and he doesn't have his horse anymore, so he's no longer a threat to you. Let it go. Time to move forward. Time to move on. Water, I feel like this energy is really, it's a little more serious than some of my other readings for you, but this one is, the strong energy that's coming up is, the past is the past for a reason, but you can also learn from the past. Carrying other people's traumas or emotions is not necessary, is what I keep hearing. And you know, as a water sign, that's what you do. You want to take care of other people. It's an emotional thing that just sticks. And there's times where when you're a water sign, you're like, why am I so emotional? You're here to heal. The other energies have their special gifts too, but water is here to heal emotions, especially if you get into like Scorpio is more about going to war with everything, but Pisces is a healer. Cancer, when they're in their positive, are healers emotionally as well. And that's the energy that's coming in here, but it's also saying don't drain yourself for other people. There's no reason for that. There's no benefit in that. So with that, we'll hop over to our oracle cards. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, all those fun things while you're down there commenting. How I like to do the oracle cards is, if you have a specific question in mind, go ahead and pause the video, ask your question, and then listen to the responses. Otherwise, it could be just clarification for the reading or other information the source wants to bring in. So your first card is number 9, good number, dances on one foot, the balancing act. The balancing act here is about understanding when to give time and when to say, no, this is my time. When to act to aid or support, and when it's time for you to take care of yourself. So you're balancing on one foot, meaning you have to be your own fulcrum here. You have to be the one that makes these decisions. Are you going to wear yourself out trying to fix these situations or find the solution? Are you going to be the person who is willing to say no? Sometimes you just have to say no. That's literally the easiest way to do this. So it's one of those things where it's just easier to say, you know what, enough. I need a break. I need a minute. I've done all of this. Now it's time to take a break. So don't be afraid to say that, because that's that balancing act of knowing when to do and when to not. Your second card is number 61 with Whale Song Resonating. Water, you carry everything emotionally. You're the ones who vibrate with the sound of the sea. You're the ones who feel everything stronger than anyone else, because you notice the vibrations. Your body's water, so of course you're going to notice it. The Whale Song and Resonating is saying, find the vibe, find your tribe that resonates with you, that uplifts your soul. Just like with the environment, the outside world that you have with the Ten of Pentacles, you surrounded yourself with people who are on a very strong journey moving forward and up. Use that vibration, use that resonance to help lift you out of the malaise and the frustration you're in the moment. We all go through it. This is not a knock to anybody, but that's what's saying is build the right environment around you that resonates, so that when you're there and you're with your friends, you're at your home, whatever, you feel abundant, you feel uplifted. Maybe even try some feng shui and rearrange the house. You never know what might work, so open to try anything, right? Your third card is, that's interesting, number 62, the Will-o'-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. When you put down other people's burdens and you acknowledge your shadow, you start to notice that the shadow literally is holding all of the gifts that you have been told were bad, quote unquote, or that you've repressed because you didn't want to hurt someone else's feelings, or that you made yourself small because you didn't want to interfere with someone else. When you look into the shadow and say, what am I ready to learn? What am I ready to assimilate? the shadow brings forward a gift of yours, something that you had at one point put away because you, whatever reason, and the shadow's like, but now you're not whole, so let's bring this in, let's reconnect it, and bring ourselves back into that higher state. So water, you have a very interesting reading here. It's basically, I keep hearing and seeing, remember what you've accomplished, remember how far you've come, plan to continue moving in that great direction. Your higher self energy is saying, dream the dreams, where are you going next, and make those decisions. But I'm also feeling a little bit of like a slap on the hand here saying, time to put down other people's nonsense. You do not have to fix everyone. You do not have to fix everything. Deal with what you can deal with, release the rest, and take care of yourself. Water, that is one thing I'm really feeling with this one, is do the self-care. Take the bubble bath. Go out to dinner. Take you and your partner, drop the kids off at the grandparents or whatever, and go do something like that together that is healing and refreshing to your soul. Go camping. Go do something that makes you feel alive again. I feel like you just need that reminder that it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to let them go too, and then move forward. Doesn't mean you're giving up, doesn't mean you're forgetting anything. It just means that you value your own health and healing, spiritually and physically, above babysitting everyone else's emotions and nonsense. So, with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your month. Don't forget to do your self-care. Don't forget to take care of the things that are important to you, not important to other people. And with that, I will let you go. See you in the next video.